Hello everyone, this is a special interview in the context of the following European elections that will take place all around Europe between the 6th and the 9th of June this year. In Romania, we will have the European elections on the 9th of June, and this is one of the reasons that I'm super honored to have today alongside me the Director for Media of the European Parliament, Mr. Jesus Carmona. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello everybody.
Mr. Carmona, please describe your role in the European Parliament in one sentence.
Well, as Director of Media, my role is to support media around Europe and to raise awareness of the European elections.
What is one piece of advice you would give to young people who are interested in getting involved in politics or public service?
Use your vote. Otherwise, others will use it.
What's the most important reason for citizens and especially youngsters to vote in the European elections that will take place this year?
It's an investment in their future. We are having challenging times, and that's the moment in which you can decide what kind of Europe you would like to have.
Can you please tell me, what does the Use Your Vote campaign stand for?
It stands for democracy. It stands for European Union values. It stands for rule of law. It stands for go to vote, because it's important to legitimize the European project.
In your opinion, what are the top 3 challenges facing the EU today? And explain, please, in one sentence, how the European Parliament can effectively address them.
The first one is the external threats. The European Union is suffering from Russia, mainly because it's affecting our democracies. And for this time, we are, I would say, fighting against an enemy, which is Russia, with sanctions. We have created strong unity in the European Union, and it has to continue. We need to continue supporting Ukraine in this fight against Russia. The second, I would say, challenge is, other unfinished business that we will have to deal in the next mandate after the elections. I can take the example of climate. Climate will continue to be one of our threats, but at the same time, we need to listen what's going on the street and maybe to change a bit the direction in which we are heading to climate change. And I would say a third element that will be challenging for us is how to fight, in terms of communication, disinformation and fake news. Europe is under threat externally, but also internally. There are some that are fighting against the European Union, and in this fight, disinformation and fake news are a key element for them to try to destroy Europe.
You were mentioning earlier climate change in the context of the rise of artificial intelligence, and also all these kind of challenges that the European Union is facing when we are talking also about cybersecurity. Would you say that digitalization is also a future challenge?
It is and it is not, because it's also an opportunity. So digitalization is there to stay with us, but what we need to do is to create a kind of human digitalization, human-centered digitalization, in which is being used for the benefit of people, but not against people.
You were mentioning disinformation and the fight against this phenomenon. If we would put together face-to-face fake news versus freedom of speech, do you think we have a winner, or they can work together?
Freedom of speech, first of all, because freedom of speech is one of our values. Fake news is against freedom of speech, is against our values, because they are trying to destabilize the very principles of the European Union.
Let's go back to the younger generation. What do you think are the 3 benefits of the European Union for young people that are currently being taken for granted?
Free movement of people. You, as a young person, you can move freely around Europe. You can study. Second, I will say, Erasmus program. You can go everywhere in Europe to run your studies. I think that's key. And third element, I would say some pieces of legislation that are made for the benefit of young people. The common charger is one of them. We are working on banning the unpaid traineeship for young people. This is important. And also the control we are going to have under the platforms. I think for young people, it's good to run their digital business in a safe environment.
So starting with mobility, but also, if I may add, besides Erasmus for entrepreneurs, for the ones that are a little bit higher when we are talking about the age, and also the roaming, if I might say, the fact that we are not having roaming anymore. What's your advice for those who will vote in the European elections in June 2024, no matter if it's the first time that they are going to vote or it's already a habit for them to vote in the EU elections?
I would say it's very important to go to vote this time because the challenges of the European Union are enormous. And I understand that the 9th of June is maybe very sunny, it's maybe very hot, and people would like to do other things. But we need your vote. We need your vote because it's your future. You cannot leave your future to be decided by others who will be voting.
Mr. Carmona, can you please give us 3 examples of music, of tracks, of hits that you are listening to when you are at the office?
Well, I'll start with, I would say, not being very classic, but I always listen to Just Another Day in Paradise from Phil Collins. When I arrive in the morning to the office, I say, well, here again, in Paradise. I would say to be more in the modern side, I'm also listening to Taylor Swift because I think this is a new phenomenon that is having some repercussions, not only for the US elections, but also for the European elections. We are trying her to be one of our celebrities. And third element, I come from Spain. So for me, flamenco is one of the best, I would say, music I like to listen.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Thank you very much for this interview.
With pleasure. Thank you very much to you.